bake a cake for me. No, my prophet, I am sorry. This is the last of the last of the last. I want my son and I to just eat this one. We don't know where the next day's meal will, the next moment's meal will come from. We'll just eat this and die. And Elijah told the widow, you will not be empty. Your oil will not be empty. Your flour will not be empty. Just bake the little cake for me. And she did. And indeed, for the 3.5 years, the woman's oil never gave up. The woman's flour never gave up. That is the way God acts. Out of virtually nothing, for you to know the power of God in everything, God acts in unexpected and surprising ways. After that period, Elijah came to them. Are you still depending on your Baals? And it appears so. Well, I'm inviting you to a contest, Israel. On Mount Carmel, call all the people together. Call all the Baal prophets together. Let us test who is the God. If your gods are the God, serve them. If the Almighty is the God, serve him. But decide, make up your mind whose you want to be, where you want to be. Make up your mind. Is it not true that our minds waver sometimes, particularly when we're caught with challenges? We want to say, is there a God? Don't we ask that question several times? Elijah saying, if Baals are your God, then go ahead. But let us test who is the God. And they went up Mount Carmel. And they got the bulls. One for Elijah, one for them. There's about 850 prophets against Elijah solo.
Amen.
And they made all the altar. And they started to call the gods from morning. They shouted. They slashed their bodies, oozing with blood. And Elijah said, shout the more. Maybe he is asleep. Or he's gone to the bathroom. Call him. And they did. Indeed, nothing. Elijah said, all right, this is my time. Now pour water. Pour water the trenches. Pour water, because the test is the God who answers by fire will be the God. And they did. And Elijah's prayer in 1 Kings 18, 16 to 40 is the passage I'm dealing with. But his prayer is from verse 32. And his prayer was, oh God, show these people that you are the God. That all what I am doing is not by my power, but by your command. Let them see your power. Some people, even today, seeing is believing. The thing why some people are skeptical about God is that they want God to shake their hands, to come and say, I am God. Even though there is evidence in their lives that God is doing something in their lives, they want to see him face to face, which is not possible. You can experience God in your lives. And Elijah prayed. The emphasis was not on himself as a prophet, but on God through him. And the fire came and consumed everything. I like the way the Bible put it, licked the water. That means it dried it completely, licked the water. The fire licked the water and swallowed everything. And then the Israelites said, the Lord, he is God. The Lord, he is God. Of course, that's not new. It's a whole story, yes. But sometimes we want God to bring us to our knees before we recognize who God is. Sometimes when things are going straight, good, lovely, nice, we do not see God's hand in them. It is our education. It is our luck. It is our philosophy. And when something happens that we cannot explain, then we say, this is God's hand. This is Thanksgiving time. And the passage that is of interest is the one from Matthew 25, 31 to 46. But I'll stop at verse 40. The world is full of surprises. There was a man who was being driven by a funeral driver, one who drives the funeral limousine. And the man wanted to ask the funeral driver some question. And he tapped his back. And the driver jumped. He said, "Oh, what's wrong?" He said, "Oh, I'm sorry. I used to carry coffins with dead people in. I thought one of them was in the car and was calling my attention." He said, "Oh, I'm very sorry." He said, "It's all right. The world is full of surprises." That was a surprise. Jesus called the people and gave them a surprise. He said, some will be as goats, others will be as sheep. And he will say to those who are sheep, "Come, ye blessed of my Father. Inherit the kingdom prepared for you from the beginning of the world. For when I was hungry, you gave me something to eat. When I was thirsty, you gave me something to drink. When I was sick, you visited me. When I did not have clothes, you clothed me. When I was in prison, you took care of me." And they asked him, "When did we do all these things to you? You've never been hungry as far as we're concerned. You've never been thirsty and so forth.